You might be wondering, how does anybody afford a home in Toronto? Somewhere comfortable and safe to raise a family, good school zone. It's so expensive. I mean, you look at some of these houses over here, these things are like $5 million bucks. It's insane. How does anybody afford that? And I'm not even talking about the mega mansions where Drake lives, nothing like that. I'm just talking about everyday houses that people just want to raise their families in. This is my favorite house in Toronto. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy, beautiful. It's because of places like this. See, the only way to do it is to climb the property ladder. You gotta start off with a condo. Generally, most people, actually that's how I did it. So I started off with a condo at first, and then eventually worked my way up and sold a couple places, bought and sold, and then here I am. And I get it, buying a detached house in Toronto is out of reach for many people, with the average price being over $1.8 million last month. But if you want to play the trade-up game, now's the time to do it. With over 7,000 sales last month in all of the GTA, 1,300 of those roughly were in the 416 condo types. And if you look at the city of Toronto, only 300 of those were condo sales in CO1. Now you divide that by the number of new listings onto the market. So in all the GTA, there was 42% sales to new listings ratio. In the city of Toronto, downtown Toronto, CO1 district, there's actually 1,000 new sales, giving a sales to new listings ratio of 30%. And if you're wondering what that means, with 30% sales to new listings ratio, it just means that there's not enough sales compared to the amount of new listings coming onto the market, which means as a buyer, you'll have your option. And why is that? Well, look, at the end of the day, the carrying cost of all these new condos, it's getting really high. It's getting really expensive, and a lot of the numbers don't make sense anymore as an investor. If your carrying cost is going to be, somewhere around 4 or 5 grand, meanwhile you can only get rents of 3,000 or less, then that's a lot of negative cash flow. And I think investors are sick of it. And maybe they were holding off, trying to rent out the units, waiting for better days when rates would come down. But it's not gonna happen anytime soon. And if you're in that boat and you've been thinking about buying something, just to get on the property ladder and start living basically not at home or stop renting, now's the time to do it. So if you're looking to climb the property ladder and get into your first property instead of renting or living at home, maybe now's the time to do it. Because I feel like a lot of investors are leaving the market. It's the perfect time right now. We expected a strong spring market, but I feel like a lot of investors are leaving it. So there's a lot of new condo inventory on the market, much more than regular detached houses anyway. So as always, if you have any questions, make sure you give us a call.
Add it up.
Thanks for sticking out to the very end. I hope you got some value out of this. Do me a favor, please press like and subscribe, but more than anything, leave me some feedback so we know what to produce for you going forward. Thanks again.